Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to the studio. I'm Riley, and today I'm gonna do a bit of designing for you guys. We're just putting together a little arrangement. Mom is going to go and visit a dear friend of ours out in Bend, which is like about 2 hours away. They live in the high desert, so they have pretty intense winters. So they don't have any spring blooms yet. It's still very winter there. It's still winter here, but like we're getting hints of spring. Like today is gorgeous and sunny and just beyond beautiful outside. Sorry, my cat is chasing things out there. It's beyond beautiful. So we're gonna do a beautiful little spring awakening arrangement with some spring blooms. Now I'll be very transparent. Some of these I got at Trader Joe's. And that's okay, because it is what it is, man. You gotta get what you gotta get, you know? But we have some anemones from our farm, which we're gonna go cut together. Yeah, let's go grab this. Hello, Killian. Why is it so Sylvia here with me? So we're gonna start off. Mom is gonna be traveling, so she needs something that's gonna sit easy in the car. So I'm just using this little vase for her to have easy transport, so it can like sit in the cup holder. And first, before we fill it up with water, I'm gonna use some tape here, and I'm gonna just do a simple crisscross across the top and then tape around the rim. And that's gonna be our starting point. Let's talk about some of the different elements I'm using. One of them for our base, I'm using this viburnum, very nice. From our farm, I have these gorgeous little anemones. From Trader Joe's, pulling through. I have these really nice white tulips. I also have these really nice purple tulips. Cute, cute. These really fun Dutch irises that haven't opened yet, obviously, but pretty. Also super tall. This feverfew, stunning, gorgeous, we love her. And I can't remember the name of this off the top of my head, but these sticks are gonna bloom really pretty yellow flowers. I got the more closed ones so that they have time to bloom in their house. Okay, we're gonna start with our greens, our viburnum. I really like viburnum. I think it's a really fun green with these little blooms on it. It's very like versatile and filling, which I love. I'm just adding this until I feel good about my shape, just how full the arrangement feels and looks. Next, I'm actually gonna go in with my twigs, because this again is going to kind of change the shape of the arrangement. Just kind of cleaning it up a bit, taking off these smaller bits on the bottom. You kind of want to look at what shape your branches are making. So this one is definitely arching off to one side. So I want to use that shape. This one I felt like was a little too tall for what I was wanting. So we're gonna cut it even more down. This one too also has like an arching effect that I like. Okay, I'm gonna go in with these white tulips. Tulips, they like to move. Kind of have to just follow whatever the tulip's wanting to do. So they definitely have a mind of their own, but that's okay. piece purple. Also gonna cluster them a little more. So I'm gonna do 3 of them in one little cluster over here. It's coming out of one spot, kind of. I'm just kind of adjusting now that I have them like all placed. So I'm deciding if I want to move any of these white tulips to more middle between the other tulips, or if I need to move any out of there. Kind of just spacing them how I feel. I'm gonna go in with some of these Dutch irises. These are gonna be like our spiky tall piece for some of them. I also want to kind of stagger them a little bit. So I'm gonna do a couple tall. We're gonna add in our lovely little anemones that are from our farm. They have a few aphids on them. So I'm just gonna take this water and kind of dip them in there, shake them around a bit to kind of help clean those aphids off. Well, these guys are gonna be like a little bit of a showpiece, so I want them to still be taller than the tulips. Shaking our heads in the water gently. Clean off any things that are like floating in there. You want to make sure that your flowers are touching the bottom, because if they're not, there's a good chance that they're gonna die faster than the rest of them, because like if they're not in water, you can't tell, it's not good. All right, we're doing our final little piece, these gorgeous little fillery flowers here. Feverfew is one of my faves, I gotta say. She's so fun and like youthful, I would say. She gives that wildflower feel, young and playful, that I feel like a lot of people really like, and they're so happy. They're little mini daisies, right? Right. I think she's done.
So today I'm going to cook some party baby back ribs. Basically, we pre-cut them and then we've seasoned them, and then we're going to cook them individually instead of the whole rack on the Weber. I've set up my charcoal offset here, so we got heat on one side, cool on the other, and we're going to smoke them with some wood chips. So I'm just going to get the charcoal going, and I'm using the propane torch instead of lighter fluid. That way the flavor doesn't get into the meat. There we go. Okay, we'll let that get going for a little bit, and then we'll come back and put the ribs on. Okay, so we got a pretty good flame going here now. So I'm going to get the ribs and we're going to put them on the rack. Okay, so what I have here is I have 3 racks of ribs, and I cut them all individually. And so we're going to lay them all on here. Hopefully they all fit. We're going to lay them all on here and throw some smoke on and put the lid on it. I think we're going to need to get them kind of close together, as close as we can without, because you still want smoke to be able to pass through them. So we'll start like this. I'm doing them sideways first, then we will come back and we'll rotate them periodically, because they're going to need, not only are they going to need to be rotated but moved around, because the heat is mostly on this side. So we want to be able to cook them evenly. So we're going to need to be able to move them around. Trying to keep them away from the fire as much as I can, but we may not be able to avoid that. Get them all on here. Maybe 3 racks was a little ambitious for my little Weber. We'll make it work. We're gonna get it on here. We're gonna get them on here. Just get a little nervous about the ones that are this close to the flame because they will be more likely to burn than the ones that are farther away. I got a couple pieces of mesquite here, I think it is. Yeah, we'll put those right on top. We're gonna close that. We're gonna put the lid on it to this side. We're gonna want to cook this about 250, 275 for I'm shooting for 3 hours. All right, so the meat's been on here for about an hour now. So we're gonna kind of move things around. It's interesting how it's actually getting a little hotter back here opposed to up there. So it's kind of interesting, the vortex effect that it's having. You'd think that the meat over here would be getting cooked a little bit more than on this side, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So let's go ahead and we'll flip these over for now. We'll move them around on the next rotation. Looking good though. It's impressive on how much smoke actually is coming off of that, the Weber itself. Okay, everything's flipped. Let's get the lid back on this and get the heat back under control. Alright, so I'm just rotating them a little bit more here, trying to get all sides cooked. So probably another 45 minutes on here, and then we will take them, put them in pans, and we're just going to go ahead and finish them in the oven. We'll kind of get them a good steam. We'll put some, I don't normally sauce my ribs, but it's kind of a whole new experience for me. I'm just trying a different recipe. So we'll see. So these are what we call party ribs. That way, whenever you take a rib, the entire thing's coated with flavor and goodness. So we're pulling the ribs now. We're gonna go finish them in the oven at 350 for probably another hour or so. Okay, so we pulled the ribs off of the barbecuer. So now we're gonna take some sauce, just one stuff that Beth picked up at the store today, and we are going to sauce the ribs. Good, nice and tender.